I'm Janet Gerald, and this is Stuck, a little project to share unvarnished words of wisdom from experienced professionals in the classical music world in hopes of helping those coming behind us navigate their careers. Our next question is, how did you survive financially, and not just during the recession or COVID? It is tough to survive this business financially, even if you make a decent living, because it is sporadic and you have to give a lot of your money to other people.
I think what was interesting is the pandemic actually was out of all the years since I graduated from Juilliard 2020, I made more money that year than any other year ever in my entire life, which is perplexing. But I realized it was because I had been building an online brand for 7 years at that point. And so I had built essential skills that allowed me to, be of service in a marketplace that was exclusively digital. So, I knew how to record myself. So I was doing a ton of remote recording. I knew how to edit videos. So I was making videos for, clients as a social media influencer. I built an audience so I could actually, I generated attention so I could actually market that as a product to advertisers and earn money that way. It was just, and there were big artists that I really loved and would love to work for that reached out to me and were like, hey, I'm dropping an album. It's a pandemic album. Yo, I want strings on it. Can you write? Can you play? And I got to do that as well. So it's just all these different projects that I had done for my YouTube channel and for my Instagram page and for the personal brand building. They all were skills that allowed me to still generate revenue when the concert hall was closed. And I think diversifying your skills just diversifies your opportunities. So I believe in, not relying on just one contractor to call me for work. I believe in not just having one event planner as a contractor for my quartet. So I think if you have multiple people that you can work with, you can smooth out that curve of feast and famine. It won't be perfect. And I still have really brutal months here and there. But with good financial management, I think I've learned that you can I'm actually way more stressed about finding time to rest than whether or not I can keep the lights on. So that's a really big blessing.
I started teaching in between auditions and in between performing. Besides music, I have an English degree, so I taught for a National Reading Institute, and then I taught voice lessons. And I discovered that I love to teach and that I can verbalize to my students what has been taught to me, and that it makes a difference. And I really enjoy seeing students grow, and I really enjoy seeing that smile on their face when things start to work, and when the frustrating moments of technique that wasn't working and all of a sudden things align. It's very rewarding. So I decided to go back and get my doctoral degree in vocal performance. So in between performing, I continue to teach now at university and level and private students as well.
I usually have consulting projects and teaching alongside my agency, teaching music business. I draw on a wide range of experience that I have in arts administration, nonprofits, presenting, promotion, and management. I'm also not afraid to try something new. In one slow period during a transition time, I gave Segway tours. That was a hoot. Sort of gave me something fun totally unrelated to do for a very short period of time. I was out in nature meeting people that had nothing to do with the music industry, and it gave me a different perspective and caused me to refocus on new projects and ideas for my artists and musical projects. I also try to save in good times so that in lean times I can stretch or add work as necessary to invest in new projects and new things to do.
I've been careful with my finance. I've learned how to work my money using by reading a lot of the financial books, the self-help type of books. I've learned how to invest. I've learned how to save, and so that's been pretty good. I think one of the biggest slap in the face was when I started to guest conduct, and there were a lot of different states that I had to pay taxes, which was new to me at that time. And just the amount of taxes that you have to pay when you know, it's a fortunate thing that you get to work in different places, but expenses and taxes are just a game, right? It really is. Having a good financial advisor has always been helpful, even though that financial advisor may be expensive, but every dollar is worth that time, I believe. And through COVID, I would say I'm on the fortunate side, especially because I was in Japan where activities were happening, and so I didn't really lose too much time nor money during COVID because I was working. But being always on top of the financial situation, I have a good Excel system where I work out my expenses, and just learning the new tools and learning the new, tricks. I love being smart with money.
Well, for starters, I would say this: never, ever spend more than you have. Let me just repeat that. Never, ever spend more than you have or more than you make. Do not pile up credit card debt. Skip the $4 coffee at Starbucks, but don't spend more than you have. And I would also take it one step further to say, always try to save some money, always. If you can only save 5% of what you make, that's great. That's a start. And you'll find that the satisfaction, the fulfillment of saving money, it grows on you. And once you get started, then you'll want to save. I can do 10% this month. Oh my gosh, I have a little bit extra and I'm going to spend a little bit less. So this month I can save 20%. There is nothing like money plus time. Over 25 years or 35 years, you will end up being on very solid ground if you start saving now. And I would even say, seek out the advice of a qualified professional. That will make a lot of difference because you need to be able to focus your energies and your expertise on the arts. But there are people out there who are focused on the financial sector. So seek out the help of a qualified professional. But save, save, save. Never spend more than you have. And what? Save, save, save. My favorite 4-letter word.